Hi, my name is Selena. I'm 25 now, but this starts at 18. The year my mom canceled my birthday because Seth felt left out. Not delayed. Not replaced. Just erased like it never mattered. I'd saved for a small chocolate cake and cheap pizza. Nothing big, just something finally mine. Seth saw the box and frowned like I'd insulted him. He said it wasn't fair I turned 18 first. Mom didn't laugh or explain how birthdays work. She looked at me instead, tired and certain. Be mature, Selena. Skip the cake. Your brother's sensitive. I felt my birthday fall off the calendar in real time. I didn't yell. Didn't cry. I just shrank into the wallpaper, like always. I thought I lost a cake. I was really losing a family. Before we start, tell me where you're watching from. City, state, or country. And one detail about your setup. Couch, bus, late shift, etc. Echoes of Life wants to know who's sitting with us tonight. Dad left when I was 6. The door slammed once, then never again. Mom said he'd come back when he calmed down. He didn't. After that, she called me her strong girl. Her responsible one. Her little adult. It sounded like praise, but it wasn't. It meant chores, silence, and watching Seth get everything. Seth was 4 then. Small and spoiled into royalty. Mom said he was sensitive. She said I should understand. I understood too well. I remember one Christmas clearly. Grandpa mailed us gifts with our names written neatly. Seth got the superhero he begged for. I got an RC truck I'd wanted all year. I held it 2 minutes before Seth saw it. He wanted mine now. Of course he did. He started crying like the world betrayed him. Mom rushed in like a siren. What's wrong, baby? He got the better one, Seth sobbed. I said no. It was mine. He had his. Mom gave me that look, the warning one. Selena, share, be mature. I refused again. Seth wailed louder, fake tears soaking nothing. Mom snatched my truck and handed it to him. Here, sweetie, take it. She glared at me. Stop being selfish. I stood there empty-handed, watching him play with both. When I asked for his, she said I caused drama. She sent me to my room for upsetting him. That night I learned peace always came before fairness. And peace always meant me. 9 years later, nothing changed. Mom still protected his feelings like fragile glass. And my birthday proved I'd never matter there. That night I realized staying meant disappearing forever. Leaving wasn't rebellion. It was the only way to exist. I left that night with one duffel bag and shaking hands. The house was silent except for the fridge humming softly. The air felt heavy like it didn't want me gone. I didn't look back. Looking back always hurt more. I drove to my friend Mia's house across town. She opened the door half asleep and confused. One look at my face ended her questions. Couch is yours, she whispered quietly. Her kindness cracked something tired inside me. The couch was lumpy and cold, but it was mine. No crying, brother. No guilt. No be mature. Just space to breathe without apologizing. The next morning, I smelled bacon from the kitchen. Mia's mom smiled like I belonged there. Eat, sweetheart, she said gently. Nobody asked why I left. They just let me exist. That felt new. After 1 week, I found a rented room nearby. It was tiny, drafty, and smelled like damp cardboard. But it had a lock. A door that closed. A place nobody could steal from me. I filled out job applications non-stop. Most places ignored me completely. One warehouse finally called back. Graveyard shifts. Heavy lifting. Terrible pay. I said yes instantly. The first shift nearly broke me. 12 hours moving boxes under buzzing fluorescent lights. My hands blistered. My back screamed. But every dollar was mine. Nobody could take it. Nobody could guilt it away. One freezing morning, my truck died at a stoplight. I tried restarting it 3 times. Nothing. I almost called Mom. Then I imagined her voice blaming me again. That memory kept my phone in my pocket. So I walked 5 miles through icy wind. My shoes soaked. My fingers numb. My breath turning white. Each step hammered one truth deeper. I'd never crawl back for rescue. Not again. A week later, my phone buzzed with an unknown number. I almost ignored it. But something made me answer. Selena? A warm voice asked. It was Grandpa. We hadn't spoken in years. I heard you left, he said gently. You did the right thing, kiddo. My throat tightened instantly. You weren't crazy, he added softly. You were surviving. Those words landed like shelter in a storm. That morning, I skipped sleep and went to the library. I used an old computer to register for night classes. I didn't know my future, but I refused my past. Months blurred into exhaustion and progress. Warehouse shifts. College nights. Ramen dinners. Lonely mornings. But I kept pushing forward. Then I met Carter. He was steady, patient, and impossible to scare away. We married quietly, courthouse vows and no audience. When Eli was born, everything realigned. Holding him felt like rewriting my childhood. 7 years passed before I realized something. My life wasn't luck. It was choice. It was work. It was mine. And then the past walked into a restaurant and found me again. In your own family, how would you respond? Comment 1 to let things slide. Comment 2 to protect your boundaries. Echoes of Life wants to hear your voice. Carter took me out that night after a long shift. Just a simple dinner, dim lights, quiet tables, soft jazz drifting. For once, I felt steady and far from everything painful. Then I heard a laugh that froze my spine completely. A sharp, fake laugh I'd grown up drowning under. Mom's laugh. I looked across the room slowly. Mom sat with Seth at a corner table. Seth was older, taller, still smug without earning anything. Mom looked polished, like someone escaping her own truth. Carter noticed my face shift instantly. "You okay?" he whispered. "Yeah," I said. "Just old ghosts." Before I could decide anything, Seth saw me. He stood up loudly, pulling every eye toward us. "No way," he shouted. "Selena, seriously? You're alive?" He walked over like we were childhood teammates. Mom followed, smiling like she rehearsed surprise. Seth scanned my clothes, my ring, my confidence. "Well, well," he said smugly. "Married. Nice restaurant, must be nice." I leaned back calmly. "Hey, Seth, still dramatic, I see." He frowned at my tone. Confused I wasn't shrinking. Mom stepped closer, voice shaking. "Selena, sweetheart, you left so suddenly. We didn't know what happened." I met her eyes without flinching. "You knew exactly what happened, Mom." But Seth cut her off completely. "You abandoned us," he snapped loudly. "You left me without a sister." I almost laughed. "You were 16, I said softly. "You didn't need a sister. You needed responsibility." A few tables snickered quietly. Seth's face tightened. "You think you're better now? With your little job and your little family?" "I don't think I'm better," I said. "I just stopped losing things you wanted." He leaned closer, eyes wild. "You don't deserve that life," he hissed. "I want it. All of it. Your husband, your kid, your house. It should have been mine." Even Mom looked horrified. Then Seth turned toward Carter. "You can do better, man. Come on. You don't want someone like her." Carter didn't move. He didn't blink. He just said, "I know exactly who I married." Something snapped inside me, but quietly. Not anger. Certainty. I stood, stepped close, and lowered my voice. "You want my life, Seth?" He smirked weakly. "Yeah. Why not?" "Because you build nothing," I whispered. "You take. You blame. You collapse. You expect the world to raise you." His breath hitched. His hands trembled. I didn't touch him. I didn't yell. I just stepped back and watched truth land. Mom swallowed hard, eyes full of years she finally saw. She reached into her purse slowly. She placed a folded paper on our table gently. "My number," she said softly. "If you ever want to talk, for me." For the first time, speaking truth felt safer than staying silent. The restaurant incident didn't hit me immediately. It settled slowly, like dust after impact. For a few days, I carried the silence carefully. I went to work. I cooked dinner. I tucked Eli in quietly. Nothing felt broken, but everything felt sharper. Then Mom texted late one night. It was a short message. No guilt. No demands. Just, "I'm sorry for all of it." I stared at the screen for minutes. I'd never seen those words from her. Carter found me leaning on the counter. "You okay?" he asked softly. "I don't know," I whispered honestly. "It feels unreal." He squeezed my shoulder gently. "You don't owe her anything," he said. Not even a reply. But the truth sat in my chest anyway. 3 days later, she texted again. "I mean it. I know I hurt you. No excuses. No rewriting. Just quiet ownership." I stepped onto the porch and called her. She answered instantly. "Selena?" "Yeah," I said. "It's me." She exhaled shakily, like relief physically hurt. "Thank you for calling," she whispered. I didn't speak first. I wanted her truth, not her defense. She seemed to understand. "I never handled things right," she said. "I thought loving Seth meant protecting him always." Her voice cracked softly. "And I thought you were strong enough for anything." I leaned against the railing quietly. "That wasn't love," I said. "That was fear." She didn't argue. She didn't cry loudly. She just said, "You're right." I confused guilt with parenting. I forgot I had 2 children. Her honesty didn't erase anything, but it stopped something bleeding. A week later, she asked to meet. "Only if you want," she added. "No pressure. No expectations." I agreed because my heart finally felt steady. We met at a lakeside park. Carter came with me for support. Eli ran ahead chasing ducks happily. Mom watched him with a quiet, aching smile. "He's beautiful," she whispered. "You're a good mother." I nodded slowly, not trusting my voice. We sat on a bench in soft silence. She didn't rush or fill the air. She just breathed beside me gently. I failed you, she said finally. And I'm trying to change. I'm not asking for closeness. Just honesty between us. Eli ran back holding a leaf proudly. Look, Mommy, he said. His joy somehow bridged the distance between us. Mom watched him carefully, eyes softer than before. You look happy, she said quietly. I am, I told her. For the first time, I really am. We didn't hug when we left. We didn't promise anything future-sized. We just parted gently, like people choosing truth. Healing didn't start with forgiveness. It started with honesty. Mom didn't fix everything overnight. Real change never arrives that fast. But she kept every small promise she made. She texted kindly without guilt or demands. She asked before visiting. She respected every boundary we set. It felt strange at first, almost unreal. But slowly it stopped feeling fragile. She even started therapy quietly. Not for show. Just work she needed to do. She told me once, I want to stop repeating damage. I believed her that time. Meanwhile, Seth kept spiraling through excuses. New jobs. New exits. New stories blaming everyone else. I didn't gloat. I didn't judge. I just stopped carrying his weight. Mom eventually told him to move out. She couldn't clean up anymore. That moment told me everything. Months later, she came to Eli's birthday. Not loud. Not attention-seeking. Just present in a gentle corner. She handed him a small wooden truck. Carved, painted, simple, thoughtful. Eli hugged it instantly. Thanks, Nana, he said proudly. Her eyes watered, but she stayed calm. That night, after everyone left, I sat outside. Carter cleaned up the kitchen quietly. Eli giggled inside, still playing with the truck. I watched the yard glowing under soft lights. I thought about the girl I used to be. The one who lost birthdays, trophies, and fairness. The one who walked into cold air with one bag. The one who thought leaving was failure. Carter stepped out and leaned beside me. He had a good birthday, he said. Yeah, I whispered. He really did. I didn't feel angry anymore. I didn't feel owed anymore. I felt lighter, not fixed, just free. I didn't walk out to punish them. I walked out to live. And I finally did. If this resonated, please like the video, share it with someone exhausted, and subscribe to Echoes of Life to stay for the next story.